Episode 3267, Creating Heartfelt Connections with Your Child.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Kristianne Wargo.
Happy day, and let's do the happy dance because it's Friday. Oh, yes, it is. And I just got to tell you, it's been a long week for only 4 days. I mean, we had Monday off, but really? Well, you got to take a deep breath because it's Confessions of an Upset Mama, creating heartfelt connections with your child. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. And I got to give you an update on AIM. Yes, we are going to open it up. It's not quite open yet, so be patient. We're getting there. We're getting very, very close. And so stay tuned here on the podcast, on our TV show, and we're updating the website. We're working on an app. I mean, there's a lot of things going. So, I mean, in the next probably 10 to 14 days, we're going to be seeing some changes. And okay, maybe you'll have to give me a little more grace than that. Maybe I need an extra 3 or 4 days, but just know this, I am here for you, and God's got just truly extraordinary plans. I just can't move fast enough. Do you ever feel like, you're spinning your wheels, but it's a positive thing? It's not like you're stuck on ice because you're getting traction, but you still can't move fast enough because there's so many things coming at you and the opportunities and doors and windows are swinging open and you're like, it's just this tornado of awesomeness, but at the same time, it's overwhelmed. Well, today, I'm right there with you. We're going to take a deep breath together and we're going to chat about something that I believe we need to talk more about as parents. We want that manual that tells us exactly what to do and how to do it. And if we had that, everybody would be a parent. Seriously. And parenting would not be hard. And we wouldn't have sleepless nights because it wouldn't be a big deal. But let me tell you, man, sleepless nights. And then you have grandbabies. Oh, it gets worse. I'm just telling you, it gets worse. I mean, it's better, but it is worse because now it's like another level. And there's something about it, your heart just grows. But parents, we often find ourselves caught up in the busyness of daily life, right? Juggling work, dinner, laundry, plus the kitchen sink. I mean, everything that can fit in it, which you can fit a lot in your kitchen sink. I know, been there, done that. Wait, I'm actually doing that. I got to go do the dishes after this. But the most important thing is creating heartfelt connections with your child. However you decide, however you want to raise your kiddos, your art must connect to their heart. And that's the art of parenting. The words you say, the actions that reflect your thoughts, the tone of your voice that sets the stage, and the door that's always open. My friend, it's essential that we as parents understand and remember that in order for us to have a complete impact, just like it's the whole package, we must forge an unbreakable foundation. I don't remember what episode it was. It was a recent one. Maybe it was just yesterday's episode, but I was talking about a foundation and that you have cracks in it over time, right? And some of it's just because the earth shifts and you're going to have cracks in your foundation. And sometimes it shows up on the floor physically. Like for us, we have actually a concrete floor. It's really cool. It's stained. It's awesome, especially when you want to come in from the pool. You don't have to worry about anything getting ruined. But at the same time, we also have, it's a 2-story house. And so sometimes you can look up and you've seen it in your home, right? Where there's a crack in the ceiling or something and it's just shifting. It happens. It's, part of owning a home. But in that, you have to watch those, right? You have to make sure it's not shifting too much, that it's still pretty stable because otherwise, like if you have a basement, I know we've had issues not here in our current home, but in other homes we've lived in where the basement leaks and you have to go and waterproof it. You have to figure out what's going on. And if you have a spring nearby, you might be having more water than you want, right? It's essential that we forge this unbreakable bond, this foundation that even when our kiddos do stray, and they will, they're going to go and test themselves. They're going to go and find their own way, whether that's in middle school or high school or college or maybe beyond. They still know that you're always there for them. They still know that Mom may not like what I did, but I know she still loves me. Today, my heart breaks for Perry, Iowa. And when I was thinking about what to write for our episode today, this was before I knew what happened in Perry, Iowa. And we used to call Iowa our home. We lived there for many, many years. We've been to Perry, Iowa. My kids competed against them in many things, from music to sports to cheer to dance. And what the families are facing there breaks my heart. I mean, Perry is a smaller town in Iowa, and I'm sure no one thought that this could happen in their town. And I don't have all the details, but even as the new year is upon us, old stuff still shows up. CRAP still happens. And moms, dads, we have to ready our families within our own four walls and teach them to the best of our abilities. No one ever thinks that something like this is going to happen. No one does. You don't go to bed thinking that I'm going to have to worry about this. You may pray about it once in a while. I know I do. I pray for our schools, even though my kiddos are out of traditional, K through 12th grade, but they're doing other things. And I pray for our schools here, for our traditional K through 12 grades, for our private schools. But very rarely do we find ourselves just kind of hem-hawing over like, gosh, if this is going to happen, well, what? We don't until all of a sudden it's knocking on our back door. And it's not because we're arrogant or untouchable. We just go about our everyday not thinking that way. And I know some people don't like to talk about this, but man, if we don't start talking about some of this stuff, how's it going to change? If we just keep things bottled up inside, at what point do we say enough is enough? But if you want to have that impact on your child, you have got to connect to their hearts. It is truly about creating heartfelt connections with your child. That is your Kiss to Keep It Simple strategy. Create heartfelt connections. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't know the whole story right now on what's happening with Perry, Iowa. And there is no blame here in regard to what has happened. In fact, we all should be praying for those who have been affected and make changes within our own families to better ourselves. It's not about perfection, but merely doing better with each decision and encounter we have with our children. And quite frankly, sometimes I don't think we take parenting seriously enough. I'm just being real here. Send me the emails if you want to. Tell me I'm wrong. But if you're the first one who sends that, I ask you to look in the mirror first before you send it. Seriously. Because I'll tell you I'm not perfect. But I will tell you I try my best to be there for my kiddos. I don't always do it right, but I do try to do something. And I've made many, many mistakes as a mama. I've made mistakes as a grandma. Not sure what that is yet, though, really, but we'll leave that for another episode. But seriously, right? We all make mistakes. So this is not about feeling guilty. This is not about what went wrong and why something happened in Perry, Iowa. That has nothing to do with it. What it has to do with is what are you doing as a parent within your own four walls, what you can control. Because as much as we are connected digitally, our hearts are disconnected emotionally. Let that sink in for a minute. Our kiddos are crying out for help and we don't even know it. We don't know it because we too as parents are stuck on our daggum digital devices. Just over the holidays, I was having a conversation with my husband. He had his phone in his hand and I just looked at him. I'm like, are you serious? I mean, I think that's what I said. It was something, it was very short to the point, but he knew exactly what I was talking about. He was just looking at reels. There's nothing wrong with that. But his wife, who he hasn't seen in a week because he's been working so hard and taking care of everybody else, rightfully so, because that is his career, and I support him 1,000% in it. That doesn't mean, though, that, hello, put your phone down because I'm right over here. And I'm his wife. I'm supposedly a little bit wiser and older. How do you think his kiddos feel when he's sitting there doing reels? And what is he teaching his kiddos? To do reels. Well, I can tell you this. Later, as the, holidays moved on, when I wanted a conversation, all I had to do is have my eyes shift to wherever that phone was or iPad was. And guess what? He immediately stopped. He goes, see, I put it down. You didn't even have to say anything. I'm like, yeah, because I already said something really big. But you see, we know each other that well. But he also knows that what I'm telling is truth. We've got to start looking in our own mirrors. What are we doing? You as a mama, you as a dad, what are you doing? Don't look at everybody else's family. I want you to look at your own. And it starts by looking at your own reflection. If you want to create heartfelt connections with your children, what does it look like? Number one, engage in meaningful conversations. It boils down to talk to your kiddos. Exclamation points across the board to infinity and beyond. Meaningful conversations lay the foundation for building strong connections with your child. In our today's fast-paced world, and we're there, it's not slowing down. It's easy to get caught up in superficial discussions or simply exchanging pleasantries. Oh, hey, how are you? How was your day? And then you let it go. Do you really know your child? Think about that. When was the last time you asked them what their favorite color was? Do you even know their favorite pizza? What's their favorite food? Maybe it's not pizza. What are they struggling with right now in school? What's happening if they're married? What's happening in their marriage right now? Are they doing okay? I mean, have you really asked? And not in a prying manner like, I got to know all the details. Not that way, but a concerned, loving way that just says, hey, I'm here for you if you need anything. Are you paying attention to their body language? I've been thinking about that a lot, body language. And we forget because we're so involved digitally that we forget body language, eye connection, a hug, even a kiss. If your kids are young enough and it's okay, you can still kiss your kiddos. Me, I kiss them on the head. They're all older now, but I do that. Why? Because they're my babies. You better believe it. I'm going to give them hugs and kisses. They're not 2 years old anymore, so it's got to be appropriate, obviously. But you got to take the time to engage in deep conversations, which is going to help build that trust. Remember? Forging that foundation. Engage your child in open-ended conversations about their day, their dreams, their fears, even their opinions. There's a lot of CRAP out there in the world. There's a lot of stuff that comes at them. They are on hyper overload when it comes to information. They're being asked of it from their teachers. I don't care if you homeschool them. I don't care if they go to a private school, if they go to a public school, wherever they attend school, where they go to church, where they hang out after work, wherever they are in the ages and the spectrum that you have of children. There's information overload. It's no wonder we have a hard time just sitting still. We don't know how to do it. We're walking around. Encourage them to express themselves freely and actively listen without judgment. You can't sit there and say, I want to hear your heart and then blast them because they told you something you were not expecting. As parents, we are so quick to judge, and we can't do that. And honestly, very rarely do we apologize for our mistakes. Show genuine interest in your child. I'm telling you right now, they know the difference. They know if you're just kind of like messing with them or if you really want to know what's going on. Ask them what they're doing and what they're challenged with. It comes down to paying attention. Are you doing that? Engage in meaningful conversations. Number 2, share experiences and hobbies. Get off your digital space and share experiences with one another. That means what? Stop texting. It's great if you need to send them a message real quick. But what are you doing? Go outside and throw the ball. I'm not even into baseball, but I will go out and play catch. I'll do it. I'll kick a soccer ball. I'll play basketball. Okay, I'm really not good at that because I broke my finger, but we'll leave that for another episode. Seriously, I did. And as a musician, my fingers, they really do matter. And so basketball and me, I don't really like it, but I'll play it. I'll bounce a ball, but I don't like to have the ball thrown. But I will throw a baseball or a softball. I'll kick a soccer ball. What are you doing? It's winter in our area, right? Go ice skating. Go play hockey, even if you've never done it. Maybe you want to take up a new hobby together, like go to taekwondo or something. Go take up karate. Take time to explore your child's interest. Maybe you've been taking them to dance forever, but you've never sat around to watch them for whatever reason or to see a practice. Go talk to their instructor and say, you know what, can I just sit in? And if they say, why? Say, well, I'm really working on connecting with my child. And it may not be appropriate right now, but could you look at maybe making a watch night for us parents so we can just sit in and watch? And see what happens? Because let me tell you, they act differently in their dance class than they do with you. You're going to see a different side of them. So learn something new with them. It's a new year, for goodness sakes. Take up something like playing a board game or enjoying a hike together, right? Take up a new hobby together. Shared experiences create lasting memories and strengthens your bonds. And by engaging in activities your child loves, you demonstrate support, encouragement, and the willingness to be present in their world. Presence matters. Are you giving it to your child? And finally, number 3, practice mindful presence. In our busyness, it's easy to let moments slip away without recognizing their true impact. When you are fully present, you send the message to your child that they matter and that they are a priority. Slow down. Savor the simple joys of everyday life, like cooking together, reading a book before bedtime, or even having like a family movie night. Maybe it's gaming for you. Some kids, we've got to move up. So now they're into gaming. Well, you may have to figure out how to game, Mom. May not be fun, but you can do it once in a while. Let me tell you, you will make a memory. And that will leave a lasting impression on your child. By being fully present and engaged in these moments, you emotionally connect with your child on a deeper level. And that reinforces their sense of love, belonging, and significance. Your child, listen, if this is the only thing you get today, your child longs to be seen and heard. You want it, right? Think about it with your spouse. If you're not married, you're dating someone, like maybe you want to date someone, you want to be seen and heard. That's no different for a child. Your child longs to be seen and heard. Remember, building heartfelt connections with your child requires intentional effort. You've got to have a solution to the problem. And when you do, when you're intentional about what's happening within your 4 walls, the rewards are immeasurable. My friend, your art must connect to their heart. Create a strong foundation that will last a lifetime. Pray for Perry. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.